Okay, here we are back, and I'm going to show you how to cut each piece out and prepare it for installation. Okay, here is the main. Now this is the early model. I'm going to show you. This is the main body of the front cockpit. Anyway, when you get it, it's all flat. What we're going to do, like I've done in the past, we've got a pair of pliers. You want to just take it, and we're going to end up crimping it right across here, and that'll let it fold. But prior to doing that, you can see the front of the cockpit, it slopes down and straightens out, and this is the front. It's got the hole for the joystick up front and the pedestal for the seat in the back. But anyway, when we get ready to cut this out, this is exactly how you're going to get it. You can see here that it tapers from just where the flashing is all the way up to 0 at the corner there, and then we cut it back at an angle. Okay, you can see I blacked it out how we cut it. And then what we're going to do here across the top, you're going to leave this a 1/4 inch wide this way all the way to the front. And then on the front edge, we're going to come back, we're going to take this piece and mark it 2 inches. Let's mark 2 inches here, and then come back 1/8, which is 1 inch and 7/8, and we're going to mark that. All right. So what you're going to end up doing is on the front piece, like I said, this is a 1/4 inch. This is the rear, a 1/4 inch going forward, and cut out that notch, which is just over 1/8 inch wide. And then from the front, you can see I've left the little flashing here, and I've tapered it down to 0 up to this corner. And then you cut away the plastic where there is no flashing up to this point, and continue this about 1/8 inch wide up to that notch. Okay, I hope you can see it. All this is going to be a 1/4 inch wide up to the notch, and then from the notch forward, it's going to be about 1/8 inch wide, and we're just going to clean that all the way off. Okay. All right, we're going to do that on both sides. You clean the side off. You want to make sure you get all this flashing off, because when this folds up, this will hit the sides. What we left inside of the servo tray, this is going to run real close to that. So we want to fold it and make sure we got that flashing off. Now you can leave the flashing along the bottom, because we're going to stick a piece of ABS back on the back here to close off this cockpit area. So once you get it cut out like this and you fold it up, you can trial fit it. Okay, because it will come up into that cockpit, and the notch will fit right here. So you're going from sitting on the sides to going to the inside. Okay, so it make sure you see it goes in there very easily. It just comes up. That notch fits right there where it changes over. Okay, and you see it just locks into place. All right, that 1/8 inch, I left that 1/8 inch wide going in so we can have something when it's set up, that the dash, you can see here, the dash has something to stop at. It gives you a stopping point. When you push it forward, it locks into place, and we will end up gluing it there. Okay, but we're going to put this in after we install this piece. All right, you do have one console here that you have to install. What you have to do is, the piece looks like this here, and what we're going to have to do is come in here, and from this corner, the outside corner inward, we're going to mark it at 3/4 of an inch. Oh, let me move up. I didn't move too low. You're going to go from this back corner inboard to 3/4 of an inch, and we're going to mark that all the way around and cut that out. 3/4 of an inch all the way around. And then on the base, you see this arm that comes here. There's a little ledge, and we're going to, I just drew a line. We're going to cut this to where it's even with the bottom. Okay, so this whole end piece comes off. This pulls away. All right. What you're going to do then is the top of this, once it's cut away, will glue right along the very top of this. It glues right on top. You put glue here, here, and back here, and that piece glues in place. Now what I would do is I would go ahead and glue it on the top here first, before I folded it and tried to glue it to the bottom. Okay, so actually the way mine is, it's glued on there, it's very secure, and I technically have not even glued it to the bottom yet. I don't have to, but I may in the end. But you need to glue this on prior to painting it. Okay, I do have some more resin pieces that go on here, and you've got a control lever that goes back here. Okay, so that more or less shows you how to make the main part of the cockpit out of these two pieces. Okay, the dash, we're coming in here where it's a 1/4 inch thick, and we're going to come in here and cut away all the flashing all the way around. Okay, and we're going to do like I have told you in the past. You're going to come in here, and I would cover the back with something like a 1/16 inch balsa just to stiffen it up. Okay, I mean, here's some 1/16 inch. I mean, you can come back here and just put it on the back and glue it in place. Okay, just cut it out to the same shape. It'll make it more rigid and make it last longer over the long haul. Being that this is raised on the back edge, you may have to cut some scrap pieces and lay in here, so this will have something to touch all the way across. All right, but that just slides, I showed you earlier, it just slides right into place, and you end up gluing it, and once it's painted, along these sides. Okay, that covers pretty much the front. All right, I'm going to grab my parts together, and I will show you how to, I'll go ahead and put the front in, and I'll show you how to do the rear piece really quickly. Okay, here's the back piece, and what it is, I molded it all in one piece, and you can see, now this is the original one, and it slides in here and locks into place like that. Now, you can choose to cut it off square back here, or I have gone ahead on the solid and marked it with a pencil. You can, there's clear lines where to cut this. I put masking tape on my mold so you can actually see a lot better where to cut it instead of a real faint panel line. But anyway, if you'll cut around here, and I've marked this with a pencil so a little darker, and just cut this around, it will fit this whole area. Okay, and when you put your canopy over, it'll cover up anything you can see. All right, what you want to do is you want to cut this out, and when you cut it, you want to cut it to where you can see that this comes up. You will cut across and cut this straight down on each side. Okay, and you want to leave this big flap here because we're going to tie in the front cockpit area with the rear cockpit by gluing a piece of the styrene here and against the front cockpit. But anyway, the only thing you'll have to contend with is as I pull this, I do get just a little bit of webbing right here. If you'll take, and on the back side, just apply some glue. You can use some epoxy, and then you can just carve out that webbing if you want, or it may be faint enough that you really can't see it. Okay, if you carve that out, then you just fill it with a little bit of filler. All right, one thing I will suggest is you may, I don't know what size motors you're going to put in this. This is pulled out of 030. Once you get this installed, once this is glued in, go back and you may want to glue a piece of 1/16 inch balsa, maybe one at the front and one at the back, or a piece all the way across the bottom to give that a little bit of rigidity. And so, because over time, I mean, you're going to have this piece, you're going to have this piece, and then the other two pieces on it. Now, these will tighten it up, make it a little bit more rigid, but you got a lot of weight there. Not a lot of weight, but weight. And if you got a real high frequency vibration after a year or two, it may loosen up if it doesn't have something to make it a little bit more rigid. So if you glue a piece of a balsa across there, or even after it's installed, you could glue a piece that goes all the way across the bottom and touches each side to stop that vibration. Anyway, once you get it cut out, it needs to go ahead and paint this, the interior green. This is painted black, like I said. These stripes are painted the interior green. This is glued on.